So once that sort of foundational data work, if you like, and you've got your sort of ICP in place, then how should we then approach the go-to-market?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think about this is where you take the kind of best practices of like an ABM approach and then mix that with customer experience. And then it's this whole kind of new go to market, which we call account based experience. And that, in essence, is where you're really aligning those experiences to the account journey. So, based on where those accounts are at any stage of the sales cycle. So, once you kind of have that mapped out, you're then able to engage those target accounts with personalized experiences across multiple channels. I think that personalization piece is so key. It's giving them essentially relevant information based on where they are in the sales cycle. And we've gone through a whole sort of exercise of actually mapping out all of our content to each of those different stages of the buyer journey as well. So at that kind of early kind of stage, when they're right at the top of sort of or beginning of that sales cycle and they're just researching, this is where you're kind of focusing on building up that trust. So you're building your brand, and you're kind of focusing on more thought leadership type content. And then as they get kind of more engaged with you, you're moving from more like emotion to logic with like thought leadership type content and education. And then when they're really showing those sort of in-market signals and actually interested from hearing from you, obviously then the type of communication then changes. Once they might be into an inactive opportunity or they're an existing customer, it's really focusing on validation and engaging that entire buying committee. So things like customer case studies, analyst reports, that type of content as well. And then post-sale is really around, enhancing that post-sale experience with adoption best practices and finding those, expansion kind of opportunities. But I think that personalization is really key. So, do your research, get to understand the people that you're targeting, the types of personas, what their specific pain points are. I think the pain points thing is really key. Rather than saying, this is our technology or service or solution. It's really focusing on like, we understand your business. These are your pain points. This is where we can help. Be that kind of, trusted advisor type role. It works really well. And especially now because most of our interactions are digital, we don't have that face-to-face element through events, being able to go to people's offices and meet in person. So personalization is really key.